The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. It's been a good while since I've done recording of actual gameplay like this live. The past few videos I've been making are just kind of clips. I've been a little busy recently. I had a trip to London, which was pretty cool, so I wasn't able to create videos around that time just because everything was busy with the holidays and going with family and stuff. Well, anyways, we're back now, so I decided to make some new videos, and I decided to start with a guide on how to play Victim, because there's been a lot of new players over the past few months, and when I've been looking around to check guides and stuff, there's only really been build videos, and not on the actual base gameplay of just the general tactics and stuff. So currently there are about 9 victims right now you can play. Connie's kind of the most picked here because her ability is rather easy to use. I'll go ahead and demonstrate how Victim works on Connie, but each character has their own unique power. So for example, Julie's ability is that she can she has a stamina ability which drains her stamina slower when she's running. And she can also use it to block Johnny from tracking her and Cook as well. So, stealth. Let's see here. Connie. Each victim has attributes that help their gameplay. So for example, tough here, or toughness, is your survivability. It increases your health the more you have in there. Endurance is how much you can run, as well as your regeneration rate. Strength is for grappling. So, for example, if you have much lower values for grappling, then it's going to be harder to win grapples from certain family members, especially Hans and Johnny, because each family member has some different values for that in their strength in a fight. Proficiency allows you to unlock doors and gather items faster. And then stealth, it's probably by far the worst attribute in the game, but it allows you to do things silently. So if you're trying to stay away from family, you'll get less noise in the noise meters as a result. So we're going to go ahead and do a custom game here, just to show the basics. So you've got Connie right here. I'm just gonna set the map real quick to Blood Moon, just for fun, because I like that map and I don't use it very often, despite the red colors. Yes, I am running some beginner perks here. I don't play Connie a whole lot.
Simply known as the Marfa ghost lights,
stay quiet and hidden. Find useful items, so you'll need to find toolboxes for that. And then you'll have to unlock exits, because the whole point is to escape. And then, obviously, escape the family. So, victims always start tied up in the basement. Your first objective is to untie yourself. And you can do this fast if you want, because it's not going to make a big difference. And there's Leatherface killing someone. Alright, so you can now see that toolboxes are highlighted. Typically you don't want to run this perk, but it's pretty useful if you're having trouble finding your way around, like I did back when I started. Alright, so you can usually tell where toolboxes are because of this little light above the table, and then of course the blue case here. So when you open this, you're going to have a little mini game. So this mini game here, you have to fill a bar, and once it's full, you obviously get the pick, so you can pick doors. Usually you should grab 2 at the start if you're a low strength character. So you have this noise meter on the left. Don't fill it all the way, otherwise you might wake Grandpa up.
Thank you.
The more noise you make and the closer you are to Grandpa, he'll wake up and then do a sonar, which can potentially show the family where you are if you're moving around during it. Let's see, there's another toolbox over here. These are bone chimes right here. You'll want to cut these down if you have a bone scrap, but basically you want to crouch around them, because if you're running around them, then they'll make noise.
Careful.
And you also have a noise indicator that follows you, noise ping, and that can be very detrimental. So if you're trying to hide from family members, then good luck with that, because they're going to see exactly where you are. These right here, these are hiding spots. Typically, you don't want to use these, unfortunately, but they can be very useful if you're trying to regenerate health. As you can see in the lower right, next to the ability highlighted in yellow, you can see a thing called Sanguine Shadow, the perk right there in pink. This allows you to regenerate health. It's a very good perk if you're playing stealthy and you don't have access to any other health files around the area. You can also burst, going back to hiding spots real quick, you can burst out of them and stun family members, but you have to time that perfectly and you don't usually get it. So I'll demonstrate chase later. So usually you want to go up to the sliding doors right here. They're gray/blue depending on how you look at it. This is your main way out of the basement. If you can't find any, then
Why are they doing this?
or if you're having trouble finding them, then again, they're the giant metal doors. So we're gonna go ahead and pick our lock here. You may notice the thing that says focus there. I'll worry about that later. We're gonna cover that in a bit because it's Connie's unique ability. So we're gonna go ahead and tap E here, and you can see that we're making some progress. And you may have noticed there's also 2 lines kind of near the top of this mini game. You save progress if you have to get off for some reason, but only if you can make it 1/3 of the way through. So again, you have to worry about the noise meter, and you have to turn your mouse or controller's joystick each time you complete a section, just so you can line it up properly. Now, if you fill this meter all the way up, unfortunately you're going to lose your pick because you break it. So you can see tool broken, obviously. It didn't go away, I don't know why. I'm not sure if my proficiency perk there in the middle, the purple one, made it so I didn't lose the item. But let's... Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Probably because I don't use Connie very often. Anyways, we've got 1 pick on us left. We're gonna go ahead and unlock this door. So now that this door's unlocked, you can obviously see that the little lock bulge is gone. You can tell if a door's unlocked because it's missing its little handle on it. So doors do make a noise ping when you try to open them, sliding doors. And they also wake Grandpa up as well when you open them. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. And you can see that victim noise has awakened Grandpa. So he's gonna yell, and it's his sonar. If you move during it, you'll be highlighted and every family member can see you. So usually you just want to stand still doing this. You can continue to perform actions like minigames because you're not considered moving during that time. If you attempt to climb a barricade over here, or you basically make the slightest movement like through a gap over here, then you're gonna make noise and they'll be able to see you. So, let's see here. Bone scraps. So, once you do go out of the basement, or once you have at least a door unlocked, you'll usually want to grab a bone scrap. These can be used to disarm certain traps, as well as to have Grandpa and initiate sneak attacks or close encounters on family members. So we're going to grab a bone here. There's 3 bone scraps per pile, so keep that in mind. Usually it's mostly an issue down in the basement. They implemented that because people were sneak attacking Leatherface and trying to bully him a little too much. So you have to be aware of your resources down here. Let's see, I want to go grab a lockpick real quick again. I think there was one over here. So let's just go ahead and grab this. And I'm going to do this fast. Let's see here. I think it's time to demonstrate a chase real quick. So you may have noticed that there's a couple of things around here, such as this barricade. So during a chase, when you're being chased by a family member, I don't have anyone except Grandpa in this match, of course, because I'm just doing a solo demonstration. But for chases, you've got a couple of options. So I'm going to go ahead and dash here. You've got wall gaps like this, which are probably your most commonly used one. Usually they're in close proximity and you can use them almost like tiles in Dead by Daylight if you've played that, just of course a little bit differently. One of the best ones is a barricade. So obviously it says climb. So we're going to go ahead and climb over this. And as you can see, this is a pretty strong one, because if Leatherface or Johnny is chasing you, they can't go through gaps. Cook can't as well. So if you go over this, you're pretty safe. Although these aren't always reliable, because there's some in areas that aren't the best. I think sometimes there's one over here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's too many bad ones in this one. There's one at Side Garden though, but I'll show that later. Here's an open crawl space that you can use here. So if for some reason you're being chased by Leatherface, let's say this way from his spawn over here, and you can see that's where he spawned because he killed Wyatt there earlier. If you're being chased by Leatherface, you could either go here.
Oh no, oh no.
And Connie's reacting there. You could go this way, and then let's say that Johnny or someone comes down here. Because there's a barricade here, you could go over here, and it would still take them a little more time to get over here, plus this door would probably be closed. And then you could probably go this way, and then use this gap, or crawl space, and then they'd have to go a long way around. So, and then you could go another way, let's say, probably over here. And then there's a barricade that usually spawns down this way. Probably about right here, I think. So, let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and go up again. Oh, actually for opening crawl spaces, it has the same minigame as a lockpick, but you may notice that the noise is a lot more because it's a metal plate. So you can go ahead and then climb through here. There were a couple back over here as well. Like this one. So you can spam it, you make noise, of course. This is, you really only want to spam it, I think, if you're alone in the basement, or obviously if you're being chased by a family member, which I would not recommend unless you're in dire circumstances. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go upstairs now. Demonstrate the power and stuff. You can see it is, we finally escaped, obviously. So this is family house. This is the area where Kirk died in the original film right here. And then you have the kitchen. So
Please don't let that thing come back.
let's see here. You've got several different areas here.
This is
Typically a toolbox spawns
horrible.
here. And then you have like the back exit. We're gonna do this one. So again, you have the little crawl space here. Just gonna... It's probably best to open this one fast. Just because you've got family members coming out here usually. And then you have a back gate here out to car battery. So we're gonna go ahead and use Connie's ability here.
Okay.
So focus, and then it's just really fast.
Let's see where this
So you
goes.
have that open now. You may have noticed that my stamina bar has turned purple, which means that with this ability, I can't regain stamina because it's so powerful. So if I try running, then it's not going to regenerate until the debuff from my ability wears off. Let's see here. This right here is a well. Basically, if you're being chased and you basically that's it for you, you want to climb down here. So we're gonna do this real quick. It can take a fair chunk of health away if you're not careful. So you can see it took probably about 5% off there. I believe it does more if a family member hits you down. Here's a bone scrap, which we don't need at the moment. You usually do want to climb wells. Let's grab this here.
Looks safe.
So this was a health file. Once you're down a well, you'll usually want to find one of these. Oh, this is the barricade I was looking for earlier. So we're going to go ahead and hold Q to restore our health. You can see that it's up now. Obviously, smaller vials give less health than others. The bigger ones. Let's see. I'm going to show an exit real quick. So this game has multiple exits. Over here is the fuse exit. So upstairs there's a fuse box. And you need to locate the proper item in order to activate this. Which can generally be all over the map.
Disgusting.
It's probably going to be a little bit harder when it's your first time playing, because you'll need to locate the object. And it's also a good idea to play in custom games to memorize the basement and upstairs as well, of course. Just because these items have different spawn locations. So, alright, let's see here. Grandpa. See, obviously you noticed earlier, there he is, that he had a sonar ability. He is the 4th family member in this game. Obviously an NPC, of course, but family members can grab blood from buckets such as this one right here, and then give them to Grandpa, which will raise his level. He has 5. The first 3 levels, if the family has these perks equipped, they can activate powerful bonuses, such as well, which will increase your damage when you go down wells by, I think, 50%. There's also one called Suffocating Grip that increases the family's chances of winning a grapple by 25%. And then the third and most powerful is exterior alarms. So when you ever open an important door, such as this right here, or a basement door, it'll be highlighted in yellow, so they they can tell exactly where you are. Let's see. Over here, moving on, is a lamp. You'll want to turn these off, or either rig them for extra points if you have an unlock tool. This will trap it so that if a family member turns it on, they'll be stunned for a few seconds because it'll explode. Generally, people don't do that. But anyways, here's Grandpa. So you can see that he highlighted me like his sonar here. And if I go to the right angle, I can actually sneak attack him. This will lower his level by, I believe, either 1 or 1.5. And if you're running a perk called Agitator, I think it'll lower it by 3 or 4. So we're gonna go ahead and stab him. Now, obviously, this doesn't have any effect right now. Because he hasn't been leveled up at all since there's no family members around here. So, let's see. There's windows on certain maps that you can jump out. Oh, that's Nugget. Nugget right here. He's obviously a noise detector. You can kill him if you have a bone scrap. Moving on to windows. You can jump out these. While running, you have to be at the right angle. You can jump out windows, and that'll do a lot of damage to you, as you can see here. And you have a small delay before you get up, so family might be able to hit you. But obviously, you see Connie's got quite a few cuts now, and she's low on health. But we're out in the front yard now, and we need some health. There's the blood moon I was talking about earlier. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here. I believe there's usually health that spawns in the barn. There's the generator right there, the thing making noise. So you can turn this off, and it leads down the driveway over there to an exit. This is a valve pump right here. You can take that over to the valve, which is right over here, the little tank over there. That'll start depressurizing the valve exit. Valve is probably the most powerful exit because once it's on, family can't turn it off, but it takes a good while and it's risky, so usually you want to use it as a last resort. There's the exit over there, the little metal gate. Danny is perfect for using this exit because if he tampers it, then it can't be turned off unless you have a hands character on family side. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and make our escape right after we find some health here. If you're playing as the character Virginia, her special power is powders. You can see here on top of these two wood bowls next to Sissy's little powder bowl. This is a refill station right here for Sissy and Virginia, where you can make new powder. It has a random amount that spawns here, so it can either spawn 1, 2, or 3 powders, and yeah. Here's the health I've been looking for. This is a gallows right here. Leatherface can use this and execute victims for extra points at this. And here's another toolbox, of course. Alright, so generator. Basically, all you do is kick this. The more strength that you have as a character, the faster it goes. So, for example, Connie, her build is usually proficiency, so she'll want to turn off the battery or activate the fuse exit. So you can see the generator's now done, and we have a clear shot out of here. Let's go ahead and do valve real quick, just because it's one of those item things. Basically, valve and fuse are the same thing almost. So we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the tank, and then we're gonna put the item on. For fuse box, you'll need a lock pick to open it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, and then you would put a fuse into the fuse box, and then you have a mini game here, sound mini game for this one. For fuse, you have to play a little mini game and match up the little power cells to get the right voltage, and then usually it's probably best to spin this. Alright, valve has been opened, and it'll take a little while to pressurize right here, or depressurize in this case. My bad. So while that's going on, family can turn this off pretty easily. Usually you can try to sneak attack them when they're around. So you can just like hide in these bushes over here if they don't see you. And then if a single family member tries to come turn it off, you can come over here and sneak attack them while they're trying to turn the valve off. And then as far as exits go, you just simply run down the driveway here. Leatherface might try to pursue. Usually if you get hit by a Leatherface, it's certain death if you don't have a bunch of toughness, because especially on Connie, because she's not built for that tanking. If you get hit by an overhead, which is Leatherface's special power, pressure gates open, as you can see over there. If you get hit by an overhead, you'll basically fall over, and then you'll have to get back up again. And if Leatherface does a single regular swing and times it right on victims, then that's it for this game. In condition critical, victims have a time limit essentially where you start bleeding out more as the match progresses, and you may or may not leave trails of blood, which you'll need to be careful about. But anyways, we're done with this one, and that's how you play victim. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm AstroStars 2025, previously Starman 2290, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a great one. Peace.